welcome back to another episode of Clear the Air, the only Simply Stogies podcast after show. I'm one of your hosts, Tim, and I'm going to introduce you to the other hosts, the members of the Grand Peanut Gallery, here in just a minute. But I really want to remind you first that we have an LE Club, which is a great way for you to support a podcast that you enjoy listening to. And you get to be kind of a part of a community. You get to watch these episodes live as we record them. You get to comment. You get to ask questions. It's a whole lot of fun. And it's only like $3 a month, I believe. I think that's the cheap scale. We're going to bring James in, just verify that in a minute. And we're also going to talk about our executive producer. This show and all of our shows are executively produced by none other than our friends down there in Asheville, Kentucky at Fat Ash Lounge. They are our executive producer, and thank you very much for being that. Let me bring James to the studio here, to the front, and he's going to help me get through this. James, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. You said Asheville?
Ashland. It's Ashland. Did I say Asheville?
I don't know.
I apologize.
Tim. I'm super old. Thanks for having me.
We're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Good. Can't wait.
Yeah, I know.
Fantastic. But before we talk about how old I am, let's wish a very happy birthday to one of our executive producers from the Fat Ash family, Amanda Wood. Happy birthday to her. She is obviously, if you don't know, she is the wife to Paul Wood, who is the GM of Fat Ash Cigar there in Ashland, Kentucky. So happy birthday to her. And thanks for being part of the Fat Ash family and putting up with Paul. I don't know. Paul's I love Paul to death. Paul's a great dude. But yeah, no, I'm happy to be here, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And then let's bring Jimmy into the studio. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic, Tim. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Although it's not about me today. It's really more about this guy over here because we're going to talk about it. I think should we pay some bills first, or do you want to talk about it first?
No, let's pay some bills. Let's do that. I would much rather pay bills. This episode of Clear the Air, Simply Stogies podcast after show is brought to you by Avowed Cigars. Avowed Cigars, home of, there it is right there, The Awakening, which is their limited edition Gran Robusto. Now, guys, you've heard me talk about this before. This is still available. You can see it at smallbatchcigar.com. Go to smallbatchcigar.com. You can use coupon code Stogies. It won't work on this one, but it'll work on most everything else there. 10% off plus a bonus 5% reward points on every purchase where you use that coupon code. It has an Ecuadorian hybrid wrapper. Now, this hybrid wrapper is rare. In fact, when this is all sold out, it's gone forever. You will never smoke it again. Now, I absolutely love this. This scored like a 9.1 on simplystogies.com last year. Absolutely fantastic cigar. And the only reason it wasn't part of our top 10 discussion is because, well, limited edition. We didn't know, how long this was going to be available. And we really wanted you guys to go try the New Dawn, which I think is a fantastic cigar. But this is unique. And that's what makes it special, is that Ecuadorian hybrid wrapper over Ecuadorian Habano binder and fillers from the Dominican Republic and the United States. So you are going to want to go check that out before it's all gone. The Avowed Awakening limited edition Gran Robusto. Get it before it's gone today. That's as I go to a black screen because I can't produce shit. Also,
I thought you were going to a black screen for dramatic effect.
Maybe I was. You know what? While we're at it, let me just wish you a very belated happy birthday to our friend from Small Batch, Dave West. It was his birthday yesterday. February is apparently where all the cool people have their birthdays. Present company excluded, Jimmy. Happy birthday to him. Go celebrate all these birthdays. Use coupon code Stogies at smallbatchcigar.com. Save yourself a little bit of scratch. Bank those bonus 5% reward points. And then, that money that you're saving, put it towards my old Kentucky Herf. May 8th and 9th this year, Ashland, Kentucky, Fat Ash Cigar Lounge, Dwight and Paul and Company. They always put on a great show. It's a fantastic, it's my favorite event of the year. Go check it out. Get your tickets. They're going to go on sale soon. I don't know if there's going to be early bird. I don't know. We don't have the details yet. I can tell you this. The promo video from last year is done. It's done. I just have to put a couple of finishing touches on it. It'll be done this week. Hopefully we'll get it out there. It is the best time. It is the absolute best time. Tim went last year for his first year and he was blown away by it. He's looking forward to going again this year. I'm looking forward to going again. It's just always a great time. Lots of vendors. And honestly, what it's really about is meeting other cigar smokers, being able to fellowship with brothers and sisters of the leaf, people who are like-minded in this year's theme, open carry cigars, that is. Let's normalize smoking a cigar in public. I'm all for that. All these weirdos want to normalize weird things. Let's normalize smoking a cigar in public. Adults doing adult things, making adult choices, make an adult choice this year. Join us May 8th and 9th, Ashland, Kentucky, Fat Ash Cigar Lounge for my old Kentucky Herf. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great time. I hope to see you there. This episode of Simply Stogies podcast after show is brought to you by Lure Cigars, and the Mean Gene is back. He's in his press release, he says the bitch is back, but I don't want to say that because it's named after his wife, and she's a very nice person. She's just absolutely, she's a beautiful soul. But she's back. She's been gone for a little bit, but this box press beauty is back in stock. Your patience is paid off. See why this 6x52 Habano 2000 Toro always sells out fast each season. Flavorful notes of leather, dark roast coffee, baking spices are amped up in this Ometepe Ligero powerhouse. If you love a full-bodied Habano, the Mean Gene is a prized catch. To achieve the box press format, some of the filler tobaccos were thinned out, leaving all of the stronger Ligero. This allows for a beautiful draw, solid construction, and consistent combustibility. The cigar features a Habano 2000 wrapper over binder tobacco from Ometepe with filler tobaccos from Esteli, Jalapa, and Ligero from Ometepe, Nicaragua. These cigars follow a similar presentation as in the previous releases, packed in 10-count sealed wax packs, wrapped in dark green heavyweight craft stock, and include a Boveda humidification. Order the Mean Gene now. If your local tobacconist doesn't carry Lure Cigars and they don't have the Mean Gene, ask them why they're so far behind. Ask them why they can't do their job. Ask them why they don't have their fingers on the pulse of what the people want. Tell them to carry it. And then go to smallbatchcigar.com. Use coupon code STOGIE. Save yourself 10%. Get your bonus 5% reward points. And get that new Mean Gene. It is a redeveloped blend, and it is better than the OG release. And that's a hard thing to say for me because I really like the OG release. This one is better, in my opinion. Go try it for yourself. Mean Gene. Lure Cigars. Smoke great cigars. Tell tall tales. Lure Cigars. I think that does it for the shilling. I think the
shilling. Yeah. It's done. Yeah, Lou's doing a great job. I mean, he's just seems to be producing banger after banger. I mean, so far, I love it. He's basically going to consume half of one of my humidors. That's the direction that we're going.
I mean, whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah.
He's doing a fantastic job. And when you talk about, because we're going to be talking about Alex Martinez today. And
I was just going to say.
So when you're talking about boutique cigars and butt breaking into it, I mean, you're talking about two guys who took two different paths. And I that's what I dig about this industry is there's no right way to do things. There's not a wrong way. There's a wrong way to do things, but there's like multiple right ways to do things. And you've got a guy in Lou Cross who was a prosumer, much like Alex Martinez. There's a lot of similarities between these two guys, family guys. The family is very important to them. It's part of the brand. It's part of, the ethos in their companies. And Lou comes out and he's like, I'm just going to go boutique. I'm not going to do micro batches. I'm not going to do these small things. He's like, I'm going to have core lines. I'm going to do this the way I think that is the right way to do things. And Alex Martinez comes out and he's like, you know what? I'm going to start small and build up. And he's taken a micro brand into the boutique area and he's done a fantastic job. So I can't wait to talk about both Alex Martinez, but both of them, I mean, two peas in a pod, kind of. And so I love boutique cigars. If you don't like boutique cigars, why are you here? Why are you here?
Well, that was, and we'll talk about it here. But before we get into Martinez, as I get right there, or Exile Cigars, before we do that, we did want to kind of talk a little bit about our anniversary. We've been doing this for 7 years. We talked a little bit about it before we started the show. It's been quite the journey, wouldn't you say?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah. Well, I can't talk to Jimmy. He's kind of new in our journey. He's our latest addition.
I mean, a fresh set of eyes. I mean, we can ask Jimmy, but I am very grateful to everybody out there who watches the show on YouTube or Rumble, or who listens to the show on whatever podcatcher you might be catching us on. I'm extremely grateful for all of our patron supporters or Patreon supporters who have supported us financially, and extremely grateful for our executive producers at the boutique AF tier, $100 a month. Our Fat Ash family in Ashland, Kentucky. Those guys are just fantastic, and they do watch parties. And I don't know why anybody would want to watch this show in a lounge when I would rather sit in a lounge and just talk to my friends and my family and have that kind of fellowship. But I'm extremely grateful that they do, have those watch parties from time to time. 7 years is a long time to do a podcast. And I kind of mentioned this to our patrons before we started the show. Most podcasts flame out at 7 episodes. We've been doing this 7 years. And just for me to look back on where I started, and very early in the journey, you joined Tim and you demanded we have a website, and we've grown that website to now it does over a million unique views a year.
Yeah.
It's insane. That's insane to me. I don't know.
That's the biggest website. I've done many websites, worked with many websites over the years, and simplystogies.com is by far the biggest website that I've ever ran and managed. We've said it before too. We've had to upgrade that service a couple times throughout those 7 years. So it's exciting. I've learned a lot. And I didn't mean to cut you off, James.
No, you're good. I think that's important. I think another important thing that everybody kind of really needs to realize is we do things differently here, and we always have, and we always will. We march to the beat of our own drum. We don't follow what other people in the industry do, and we will call out when we think we see people in the industry doing things in a way that we don't necessarily think is great for the whole. And it's not throwing shade; it's just being critical. And when you put yourself out there in a podcast, you put yourself out there to be criticized 100%. It's just the nature of the beast. And we are media, and we see ourselves as media. We see ourselves as journalists of some sort. And to have those type of eyes on us is it's a blessing and a curse. But to grow it from what it was, where it was one podcast every month, to now it's a weekly thing every Tuesday, where we own our own servers. So Google's not going to tell you what we're doing. We'll share the numbers with you. We'll show you the numbers. We'll show you proof. Over 1 million unique views a year. But we own those servers. We don't do things like anybody else. We don't third party this stuff out. It's ours. We make sure we own it, and we want to make sure that we are doing things at a level, at the highest level that we possibly can, at a level that other people just aren't or don't seem to think is important. And we do that not to be better, not to say we're better, but we do that because we think it's the right thing to do. And we'll always do that, just like we don't take free samples. And look, Alex Martinez sent us 10 free cigars. I bought 2 5-packs. He sent me 10. Tim,
yeah, I bought
5-packs.
No, I bought 15. I bought 3 5-packs.
Oh, you bought 3 5-packs. Yeah. And he sent you 10.
Yep.
And so good on him. I'm very appreciative of that. If we decide to do a review on Exile cigars, guess what? We're not using the free cigars. We'll do one on the 5-packs that we bought, because that's the right way to do things.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion. And we'll always continue to do that. But 7 years doing this, man, it's an accomplishment no matter what a podcast is covering. 7 years is a long time. So I'm grateful to you, the listener. I'm grateful to our patrons, and I'm grateful to everyone who has helped in the success. Special shout out to everyone from Mike Brieg, who was one of the original cigar reviewers here, who had to leave because he had some health issues, and his doctor told him he couldn't smoke cigars anymore. To Tim,
I would have gotten a second opinion.
I would have told him to fuck off. To Tim, to Randy Carmichael, to Lacey, to Jason, to Ryan, to Michael Gouge, and I know Mimi Von Swag, everyone who's helped us get here, who has contributed in some factor, to Jimmy, the new guy, to Nick Cirrus. Just thank you, because I couldn't have done it without any of you. You guys are fantastic. I love you all. Thank you so much. And we're going to be here for another, at least, like I said, 7 minutes. So we'll see what happens.
I was like, how long are you going to push this out to, James? 7 minutes. All right.
7 minutes.
I think we can do 7 minutes. Fat Ash commented, their people, the people of Fat Ash Cigar Lounge, recognize the support that we give them. So they want to support us in return. It's what families should do. That's awesome. I mean, you guys are awesome. Like James said earlier, last year was the first year that I was at the Mile Kentucky Herf. Blew me away. It was just it was an experience that I'll never forget, and I can't wait for the next one, as I know James is going to drag me along. I know Mike's going to be going with us. I shouldn't say that. I think Mike's going to try to get there this year.
We had a good time with Mike last year. It was a lot of fun. Also, just quickly, I don't know, Amanda, are you in the sauce? Because she said, happy anniversary, like to the best cigar podcast ever. I didn't know. Is the Cigar Authority, is their anniversary this month too? Like I don't. But
well, if you only listen to one podcast, then it's the best.
Fact. That's fair. That's the way I should just tell people to do it. Don't listen to anybody else. Just listen to us, and then we're the best. Yeah. I like where your head's at, Jimmy.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
that'll work. And then Jimmy comes on, and he's just gonna be like, "Hey, you guys are okay. I'm gonna help you get better." How we doing, Jimmy?
I try.
Failing. We're failing.
I mean, yeah, I do fail. I'm just like everybody else. I interrupt James during the shilling because I forget that I'm not supposed to talk during the shilling. But you know what? Like James said, we do it our own way, right? We don't follow people.
No.
Which is the way to do it.
It's a way to do it.
It's our way to do it for sure, right?
Right.
Anything else on the
I don't think so.
Your birthday too. I know you didn't want to wanted to stay away from that, but it is your birthday as well, sir. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow. Yeah, 50. Well, I turned 50. Fuck, I'm old. And it sucks.
Luckily, none of us have a singing voice, so we're not going to sing
perfect. And I don't think you can sing happy birthday. I think there's a copyright thing still
I
in
don't
effect.
think there's a copyright on
Yes,
happy
there
birthday.
is. I'm telling you, there's like something you can't sing that song, which is why you don't hear it on like movies and stuff, because they can't like legally do it. They have to pay royalties to somebody. Yeah.
Somebody's got a royalty on happy birthday.
Mm-hmm. Look it up.
What if you do it like the Ryan Steakhouse used to do it? Happy birthday from the Ryan's crew.
Did you used to work at Ryan's Steakhouse? Because you know that pretty well.
Yeah, never heard of it.
No, but those rolls with that whipped honey butter. Oh my gosh.
Good Lord. Anyway,
I have a problem.
Yeah, you do. Thanks for the birthday wishes, guys. I appreciate it.
So let's get on talking about Alex Martinez behind his back for the whole world to hear, including Alex, if he so chooses to watch. We've already talked about the cigars. I'm smoking. I'm starting off with the Exile Versailles, which is their Connecticut wrapper. It's a pretty decent cigar, actually. This one lit very well, and it's burning well, and it's also right off the truck. So kudos for that. Nice. James, what are you smoking?
I am smoking an Alaska, but this is the Edición Limitada 2025. I don't know if we're going to blow that up so you can see it, but if not,
let me see.
Reach a little farther, James.
There we go.
Farther.
Yeah, there you go.
Little farther to the left.
Great cigar. I smoked a regular Alaska the other day right off the truck. I smoked the Basales a little bit earlier, like before the show. Great Connecticut that's just got, like he said, it's got some balls to it. And this Edición Limitada 2025 Alaska is pretty good. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any of these to Jimmy because the hour and a half drive from my house to his shop was just not something I wanted to do.
So you know what that means?
Yeah. What are you smoking,
I am not
buddy?
on brand. I am smoking the Sinistro, the Habana Vieja.
I'll put that back up. We missed it. Oh, there you go. Nice. Looks like it's running well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so far I've had 3 of the core lines, the Alaska, the Versailles, and then the other one's the what is it? Dang it. I smoked it the other day. Cause I got to look it up now. But anyway, they're right off the truck. They've all been smoking good. I do like it.
Isn't there a D in it? Like Ladalia or
no, is it?
I don't know. I forget. And I don't have it pulled up because that would have been professional on my part.
I was going to say, you guys are really driving her home.
We're on it today, buddy. We're on it. It's been, yeah.
Yeah, no, I want to get it. I'm looking it up right now though, because I do want to. Well, I'm trying to.
So Paul said,
Alex, if I would have got some of your cigars, I would have remembered the.
Well,
names.
you should have spent the money on it, you cheap bastard. Paul says that that Amanda watches several podcasts and this one's her favorite. So maybe she just gets in her cups when she watches us and she's like, "Oh, you guys are funny." I'm like, no,
that's the only way I get through episodes.
Yeah, right. I guess
right.
the only way.
The Ladalia.
I was right. See,
yeah, you were right.
Mine like a steel trap.
So I just got, he's got 4 cigars out. I just got the 3, I believe they were his first 3, right? Because the first 3 were named after each of his father's shoe stores or shoe shops. And that's an interesting story. And I really like when you have a brand that has a story that you can, kind of relate to because it's family oriented, much like Lore Cigars. You guys talked about that a little bit. But I'm still trying to wrap my head around why would your shoe store be called Alaska? And I don't think he didn't know that either.
Yeah, I don't think he really. Yeah,
perplexing questions of the mind. Tim's just like, why would you name a shoe store Alaska? I don't.
Tim, on average, how many hours did this keep you up?
I haven't slept well since the episode, to be honest with you, because he's talking about his story. He's talking about the stores, and even he said, "Don't ask me why you had a store named Alaska. Like it doesn't make sense, And so that kind of made me think, like, if it doesn't make sense, then why name the cigar Alaska?
Because it's to honor his dad. Like I can understand you not like being able to connect the dots like shoe store in Alaska. Like that I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But like the reason that he named the cigar after that, what is essentially an oddball name for a shoe store, and Alex even I think alluded to that, is that it connects him to his father. It connects him to his father's legacy, and there's something powerful about that. And again, this might just be because I'm getting old.
50.
Dude,
50.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I have fewer days ahead than I have behind. And when that happens, you really start to put a lot of thought and mental power, I guess, into legacy and what am I leaving behind? What have I done while I was here? And I think that's true for any father and son, especially. A son wants to connect with his dad, and a son wants to make his dad proud, and then his son wants to be able to carry on what his father did beforehand and make sure that people don't forget his dad, just like he doesn't want to be forgotten when he's gone. So for him, I think that's something that I think is very visceral that people connect with, because even if you haven't lost your father, I thankfully have not lost mine. You know, it one day that's going to happen. And so it's something that we all have to deal with. And if we've dealt with it, you can connect with it on an even more visceral level. But it's powerful, and it's a powerful motivator for people. And so I think people look at that and they have the initial reaction that Tim did is like, stay up at night going, why would you name a shoe store Alaska? It doesn't matter. It's the fact that it was his dad's. And so he is honoring his dad and the work that his dad did. I mean, think about it. Cuban immigrant to America who, you know, lost everything. And he told us a very powerful story with the patrons after the show was done. And I know he's going to share that with everybody next year. And I can't wait for you all to hear that. But, you know, his dad lost everything and moved to America. Like he at the revolution. And so started these shoe stores and made a life for his family and worked hard for his family. And Alex did the same thing, 25 years as a cop. I mean, there's a lot of allusions there to what his dad did and the sacrifices he made. Being a cop is not the easiest thing in the world to do, especially when you're in, you know, SVU. You just see it in a lot of bad shit. And,
go ahead.
So yeah, it's just, there's something powerful about family. And sometimes family is the one you choose. And every time family is the one you don't. And so this is to be able to honor the family that you can't choose, that you're just kind of born with. Like that's a powerful thing. And not everybody has the type of family that they want to honor. So I can understand why people can connect with that on a very primal level. Yeah.
I think it's a very good story. And I didn't mean any disrespect in any way, shape, or form. You know, because the family, when you talk about family, like my family is very small and broken up, and there's only a few members of the family that ever talk to each other. And when they do, it's very, very few and far between. So like for me, family is more like friends that I allow to get close to, or, you know, like I would get close to. So I think that's kind of why it might be a little bit tougher for me to wrap my head around that big picture, unlike a lot of people, probably the majority of the population.
Well, I think everyone's story is different, and everyone's family is different. And the family dynamics and family politics, familial politics are weird things, but they're powerful things. And I know your dad's still around. I know your mom's still around, Tim. And
they like my sister better.
Maybe, but here's the thing. I have to wonder, and I wonder this with everybody, because I have a close-knit family. I'm not close with my sister or my brother. Like, we talk like when we have to. But I was very close to my brother growing up. We were 18 months apart. But I'm still close with my mom and dad. But I just have to wonder, Tim, you know, when that dreadful day comes where your father passes, will it change? Will your thought process change? I've seen it. I've seen what that does to people. I've seen what that does to grown men.
Right.
It's a hard thing. And so again, it's just one of these things that we can all kind of connect with, and it's a motivator, and it goes to legacy, and it goes to what you leave behind and what you leave for your children. And you know, Alex, it's always fun for me to see folks in the industry who have a passion for this industry, have a passion for the leaf, have a passion for tobacco, have a passion for cigars, and then incorporate their family into it. And that just makes that passion grow deeper.
Yeah, the amount of times, I mean, my family doesn't smoke cigars, but the amount of times growing up that I'm like, you know, my father does this or my father does that. And I'm like, I'm going to have interest in it. And I'm going to, you know, we're going to start this business. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, we couldn't be in business together because we'd be at each other's throats and then probably never talk to each other again. So in the cigar industry, that does blow me away when you see these families that are passing down their legacies from generation to generation.
Well, I mean, and I know Jimmy's sitting there doing his best Nick impression. I don't mean to steamroll Jimmy, but I take
Jimmy
I take a look at McAuliffe. And I think that's a really good example of this, right? And we had, was it last year or the year before, we had Amanda and Al on. And watching the two of them interact, and I think I even asked the question, like, all right, tell me about a time you two butted heads, because I know you guys can't always agree, right? Like, running a business is running a business, and it's especially a multi-million-dollar business, like what they run. And of course, they don't always agree. Like, it's just impossible. But at the end of the day, you're still family. And I think that's what, like, it's the family you don't choose. So as long as you go into a business with family, knowing that at the end of the day, whatever, disagreements you have in the boardroom don't spill over into the home, at least not too often, you're okay. But I mean, Jimmy, your daughter works with you at the drawing room on occasion.
She does. And yeah, I mean, what you guys are talking about, I think definitely resonates with people. And it's interesting. The reason I'm quiet is because I didn't think we'd get this introspective on family dynamics. And
I didn't send you show notes.
So it's just, it's an interesting concept to explore, because for me, just like the trade show last year, cigars is a very family oriented industry. And so there's a lot of brands and a lot of people that you meet, and that through line you see over and over again in the cigar industry. And I think it's because cigars are really, there's a tradition, right? There's a lineage of cigar making that's passed down. And so that kind of levies itself or lends itself to just the family dynamic. And so, I think Alex's story is a story that you see, repeated a lot within the cigar industry. And I think it's also because of the passion people have around cigars. It is, it's a hobby that once it grabs you, it has generational impact. I mean, I'm sure my kids, when I'm dead and gone, are going to be sitting around talking about, you remember when Dad used to sit on the porch and smoke cigars? Or my grandkids are going to be like, man, I love the smell of cigars. It reminds me of my grandpa. Every time I was at their house, my grandpa would be outside playing with us, smoking a cigar. And so, yeah, I think the industry itself lends itself to that kind of family dynamic.
I also think, not to jump in here, Tim, I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
I also think it might be a little bit of cultural differences as well. Spanish, Latino families have strong patriarchy and matriarchies. Like the mother and the father, like, strong Spanish woman, strong Spanish father, and they instill that sense of family and tradition. Where white folks sometimes, what kind of tradition do you have? Like, white people talk all night? I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's not there, because Jimmy's right. Like, I know that when I pass, my daughter is going to always associate cigars with me. So yeah. I can at least know that when I'm gone, anytime she's around cigar smoke, she's going to immediately think of me. Good, bad, or indifferent. She's going to immediately think of me. I know that when I pass, which I will probably die before my wife, every time she, has to look at the humidors, like, she's going to think of me, right? Because, like,
she's going to get rid of those humidors on day
she's going to sell those humidors for sure.
He's going to go through.
Actually, hopefully she reaches out to me or Tim. Yeah. She's like, hey, guys.
Find your number first, Jimmy.
So actually, it's funny that you guys say that. So there's a guy that I know. He's actually or he was, I don't know if he still is, but he was the general manager of Capital Cigar Lounge in Lincoln, Nebraska. She knows to reach out to him, and he's going to sell the cigars for her at not what I paid for them. So he'll make her money, and right. Like, so that'll help. So but I told her, I said, you need to let Tim come in here and grab what he wants. I haven't told her about you, Jimmy, but I mean, I suppose
I
Tim
see
can
how it
just
is.
listen. You're new here. Shut up. So I'm sure she'll do
I
whatever.
just figured
with
the
it.
fact that I've been to your house and I've seen your wife and waved to her like that I was in, but apparently not. Apparently I got to put 6.5 more years in.
Yeah.
And then maybe
Guesticles will take everything off your hands for $100.
Well, yeah, he said save Jeff the effort. That's his name, Jeff, from Capital. But yeah, Gesticles is watching. Hey, Gesticles, what's up, buddy? Look, you got like Gesticles. You want to come up here? Like, I'll tell you what. The three of you could just pick it over. Take what you want. Like Tim, you're going to take all of this freaking equipment anyway because you're not allowed to stop doing this. You've got to continue on the Simply Stogies legacy because God knows at 50, I could fucking keel over. Literally minutes.
Well, in fairness,
when I turn 50 at midnight tonight, like at 12:01, anytime I could just drop dead, and it's not like people would be like, "Oh yeah, he was fucking old."
I think James just subtly told you he's your cigar father, Tim. You get
I'll
give
that to him.
Take care of the estate of cigars when he's gone.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, James, I think in Army years, I'm probably about 63, 64, somewhere in there. So I could keel over any day now.
Fine, then give it to Jimmy. After I die and Tim dies, you have to carry on the Simply Stogies legacy. And goddamn, you're a grandfather.
I feel like I'm a young buck right now talking to you guys. Like
you are. I swear.
I'm the only one that can carry it up the hill.
My daughter's 9. She's not even 9 yet. She'll be 9 in April. I can't imagine being a grandfather. Like to me, that's wild.
Ooh, you're going to be a really old grandfather.
No, I'll be dead before. I told her she's not allowed to get married until she's 30. Like I'll be dead. Like just wait till you're 30 and then you.
So like if I kick the bucket, one of you guys have to come in or Mike, somebody's going to have to come over here and collect everything because I'm pretty sure my wife will just let it sit in the humidors. She'll probably sell the house and be like, yeah, I mean, keep it.
I call dibs on the lure on the lurador.
On the lurador? Oh, that's a good name. Lou, you need to make the lurador sticker.
The lurador. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It is kind of crazy how often people come into cigar lounges when like a father or a grandfather dies and they'll be like, here, can you guys do something with these? And I've actually had it happen several times down at the drawing room.
Wow. I know there are cigar lounges that will take they'll buy them and then resell them. I don't know. It feels a little icky. I know you can go to estate sales and sometimes find some really old stuff and some really vintage cigars at a great price at estate sales and things like that. I would just hope, we're talking about legacy and family, that my wife is smart enough to at least hold on to some of the special stuff and even just burn it like incense, like on my birthday or anniversary or whatever. I can just sit there and cry. She won't. She'll move on. She'll be married within 2 days after I'm fucking gone. She'll be like,
and I feel like we transitioned to a conversation about death in this podcast.
We did. It's very dark.
We did.
This is what happens when you turn 50. So when you turn 50, I'll let you talk about dark shit too. This is just what happens, buddy. Not great.
So Jimmy, when people bring, you get, somebody comes in, brings like, my dad's cigars or my grandfather's cigars or whatever into the shop, do they usually request to like sell it to you or are they just like, here, take it, do whatever you want with it?
I've had people do both.
Really?
Like obviously kind of James alluded to it. It feels kind of icky to like resell it. So the way I've done it in the past is, you kind of buy it like bulk baseball cards. It's like, how many cigars do we have here? I'll give you, $2 a cigar because I'm not going to resell them. Like what I've done in the past is I'll kind of do like a treasure chest thing where, I'll set the cigars out and they're, $3 a piece or whatever. So you definitely don't do it to make money, or at least I don't.
Yeah, no, shit. Like, let me know next time somebody does that. Be like, I got a guy who might buy these. He'll give you $4 or $5 a piece for them. Like, I'd do that.
Yeah, it's actually accessories that are the bigger thing. Because to me, it's not as weird to resell an ashtray. So We had one dude, he took 3 pickup loads. So when we bought it, we bought like the whole thing. I think we paid him $500 for everything and did not talk about the details. And he pulls up with a Chevy. The entire box is full. The back, and we unload it all. And he's like, all right, I'll probably be back in a day or two with the other one. Comes back again. I mean, there had to be 100+ ashtrays. It was nuts. We still have a lot of some of it.
I have a lot of ashtrays, and I have a lot. I have a whole Monte Cristo box here, Cuban Monte Cristo, not legacy bullshit. Box here, full of lighters and cutters and bullshit. But I don't have anything like that. Was the other my 50th is tomorrow, obviously, and I told the wife, I said I want a ST DuPont lighter for my birthday, and she's DuPont. Like, that's really expensive. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I go, but it's a to me, that's something that you don't sell. That's something that like my daughter can take, and it's a lighter, and at least it's practical, right? She can light things with it, and then every time she uses it, she can think of me, and it holds its value, for the most part. And I wanted that kind of heirloom piece to my collection, because the rest of this stuff, either smoke it or sell it, because it's like whatever.
I think the accessories you could easily sell, right? Because, even if it's a cheaper $20 lighter, somebody's going to walk in and say, oh, that's a really cool lighter. $10, it works, cool. And now they've got something that, because those accessories are always changing, right? There's always something new coming out. So that might be something cool from 20 years ago that they don't make today. So I totally get the accessories.
Yeah. We should probably talk about Alex Martinez and stop talking about old people dying. Jesus.
Well, I mean, it's kind of, I think the theme of the show is actually kind of like family, right?
It is family.
Are we talking about people dying, or are we talking about you turning 50 and dying? I don't know which one we're talking about.
Is there a difference? I don't know if there is a difference anymore.
So Alex was saying that, his son was pushing him to bid on these NFTs. I'm sorry.
NFTs. Yeah.
And I kind of understand what the NFT is, but I don't understand what the NFT is.
Nobody
Do you know what
understands
NFT
what a goddamn
stands for?
NFT is.
Non-transferable or tangible.
Non-fungible.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know that the difference between like a Bitcoin blockchain and an NFT is that the NFT is very unique, whereas every single Bitcoin blockchain looks exactly the same. Now, what that actually looks like, I have no idea. But
so at the height of COVID, for those of you who may not remember or blocked out COVID, like NFTs were the thing at the height of COVID. It was it basically what it was for the most part. It was digital art. And it was unique digital art. So there's just like one of one. There would never be another one. And then you owned it. And the cigar industry kind of took that to the next level. And they made these NFTs, but then there was actual physical cigars behind them. And so him and his son, when they decided to do this, it was like, hey, let's bid on these NFTs from Tatuaje and from LFD, get them. And then like part of the deal with them was like, you always got a certain allotment every year. So you always knew that number one, this is an ultra limited cigar from 2 absolutely fantastic, huge brands, LFD and Tatuaje, that people are always going to want. So one was the Golden Bull. I think they call it the Golden Andalusian something or another. And then the other one was the Anarchy. I think it was called the Anarchy from Tatuaje. And so they won the NFT on that. So every year they get an allotment. I don't know if that's like in perpetuity, like every year, or like if there's a set amount of time. I don't really remember the specifics behind it. But from a business standpoint, that makes more sense than having this digital piece of art or this digital token that has literally lost all value at this point. And the amount of money that these people put into these NFTs there's nothing there. But these cigars have value because they're ultra limited. So it's a fantastic business idea. They have them. You can, if they're in stock, I know you can go to exilecigars.com and you can buy them. And so they used that to fund the startup for Exile Cigars. It's brilliant. I mean, it's just it's taking a risk, but I don't know how much of a risk that really was.
Well, the other thing that I think is interesting is you can tell the dynamic between Alex and his son. Because if I went to my dad and told him, hey, we need to buy some NFTs, it's this thing on the interwebs, it's crypto, give me the money, let's buy them. My dad would be like, no, what are you talking about? Like,
my dad, I'm just going to be 100% honest. If I would have approached my dad for this and been like, hey, we can make some real money doing this, he would have looked at me and he would have gone, can you make my VCR stop fucking flashing 12 first?
That's exactly what my dad would have been like. What? No, you're not getting a single penny.
Yeah. I mean, so kudos to his son to have the business acumen to understand it, because
and the knowledge.
This physical product behind it that you're going to get for a certain amount of years or in perpetuity every year. Like, these weren't cheap. If I'm, and this is just off memory, guys, again, I'm not a real podcaster. I didn't do any research because I didn't know we were going to be talking about it. But if I remember right, like some of these were like $80,000 that you paid for it. And it's not like you're getting a lot of these cigars. It's a very ultra limited thing, but it's every year. So
I just saw the Anarchy from Tatuaje, the NFT, in Corona Cigars magazine today, and I think it was $1,200 for 6 cigars and the NFT.
It's $200 a cigar.
So then what are they doing? Are they doing an NFT per cigar then?
No, I think you get one NFT
per box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's a great idea. And maybe one day these NFTs will have value again, like the digital aspect of them. But for now, the cigar industry at least put some physical, cigars behind it. And those have value, especially to collectors, to guys who want to smoke the good shit and only the good shit. I only smoke Opus X. Like, great. Now I only smoke the Golden Illusion Bull from LFD because I have, I'm burning $200 every time I light a cigar. There are guys that are like that. I don't begrudge them that. If I had that kind of cash, I'd do the same fucking thing in a heartbeat.
Right. Have $1 million ashtray that you.
I'd be hanging out with fucking El Septimo every day, fucking just ashing in that $1 million ashtray. Be like, I don't even clean the fucking thing. Like, it'd just be over full with.
I mean, if anybody listening does have a golden bowl, you can send it to me, and I'll do a review on it.
Jimmy. No,
send it to me.
No. Don't say
you're going to die anyway, and me and Tim are going to get your cigars. So just cut the middleman out and send it to me.
I just think it's really cool, though, because we've said, and many people have said, that like the cigar industry is kind of like behind the times, and they're still doing things like the old-fashioned way. And for a couple companies to actually like invest in new technology and do NFTs,
Jesus Christ,
it's pretty cool.
What? Fuck. Sometimes, man, I don't want to put too fine of a point on this, but sometimes I wonder, like, how you don't wear a helmet throughout the day.
I take it off. I take it off right before I record.
And then you make points like this, and I'm like, Jesus, he's not fucking dumb. Like, that is a fucking, maybe the most salient point you've ever fucking made on this show.
Well, like, I mean, I don't know how.
And that's not something that I even thought about, but you're right, because the industry is so antiquated and they do things on a handshake. And like, I remember when Oliva put iPads in the factory and people were like, oh, iPads in the factory. Like, oh,
right.
And this NFT was something that was hip and it was cool. And it was now in the cigar industry, in the case of Tatuaje and LFD, jumped on it, made a lot of money. And people are still going after these several years later. So yeah, Tim, that is a very good point.
The other thing that
purely by accident,
the other thing that connects with what we were talking about earlier with family and, fathers and sons and, all that. I don't know how Tatuaje came about, but I do know with LFD, that was Tony's idea. So again, you have a son who is kind of starting to step into the business as Lito is like getting older. And I know Tony was the driver behind the whole NFT when it comes to LFD. So it's interesting that as you start to see those younger generations getting involved in the old traditional cigar industry, that they are bringing, new technology, new thoughts, new ways of kind of incorporating things into an industry that's very traditional.
I think we need more of that. And for the lounges and for guys like Alex Martinez and his son, AJ, to have the foresight to jump on top of that and then be able to turn this into something that they can make money and start their business and do it and follow their dreams and their passion. We need more people like this in the industry that are willing to look outside the box and willing to be hip and cool and not stodgy. And I just kind of remember, I think it's apropos that Pete Johnson and Tatawahe have the anarchy and jumped on this NFT because they were one of the unusual suspects at the beginning, doing things, going against the grain and kind of breaking the mold of what people thought cigars were. And they turned the industry on its ear, but in a good way. And it's time for that kind of paradigm shift again. And there are guys in the industry that are still trying to do that. I think Risty from JSK. I think Brian from Pravada. Yeah, I think that those two guys are doing it. And look, I know that they're not the most favorite people for a lot of guys. I get that, and I understand that, and that's fine, and that's okay. And your opinion is valid. You're entitled to that opinion, but they're still thinking outside the box, and they're doing things whether you like them or hate them. They're here and they're here to stay. So you kind of hope that there's more guys like AJ and Alex Martinez out there that are willing to take the chance and stay current and do these things. And I think even these micro brands, as much as I kind of decry them sometimes because I'm like, I don't know if they're that good for the industry. And I certainly still have reservations on whether or not they're good for the boutique cigar industry overall. Especially given the current economic climate, and imports and all of, and sales figures and all of that, and then the price of cigars. Regardless, they're doing something new and they're doing something different. And it doesn't matter if I like it or hate it. If they're able to make money, if there's a market for their cigar, and I think there's a market for Exile cigars. I think they're very good cigars. I'm enjoying the hell out of this Edición Limitada 2025 Alaska. From Exile Cigars, there's a market for it. Like, people will buy it, and that's what we need. And when I talk about moving the ball forward, and what are we doing as cigar media to get the new cigar smoker, not the old cigar smoker, not the people who like the content that we're putting out, not the people that smoke the cigars, who agree with our reviews, who all of those things. What are we doing to grow the brothers and sisters of the leaf? What are we doing to grab them? They're doing it. They're doing it with these micro brands. It's kind of like, the craft beer industry. And while we're a few years behind where that, where the craft beer industry is now, I think we'll eventually get there. And guys like, Alex Martinez and Exile Cigars, and others like them. Yeah, they're doing it different than HDA. Yeah, they're doing it different than, Lure Cigars, but different doesn't always mean bad. And I think if we could get people in the cigar industry, and if we could get cigar aficionados and enthusiasts to understand that just because it's different, it's not bad, I think we'd be way ahead of the game.
Man, look at you growing and maturing, heading into
I'm
your
50.
50th birthday.
Look
at that.
Yeah.
You are sage of advice now.
Somebody's going to be at the PCA trade show with a walker and a couple tennis balls.
Hell yeah.
Interesting point. Going back real quick to the NFT, Fat Ash, they sent us a message. They prefer the McAuliffe model $8 to $10 cigars. Let's deal in reality instead of manufactured value of something we cannot enjoy like NFTs. I get there is a market for that, but that's just leads to a race of who can have the highest priced cigars.
That's a great point. Like, there's a good counterpoint to that, and that's it.
Yeah,
like, that's a great counterpoint. That I think that's Paul who said that. He's not wrong, and I think it's hard for people in the industry, especially when you look at people like McAuliffe, who are like, look, but McAuliffe's different. So when you look at this $8-9 cigar, and I what I'm about to say, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus for. So please don't take it like that, right? I'm not throwing shade. That $8-9 cigar punch way above its price point. Like those punch at $15 cigar price point. When you look at some of the other sub $10 cigars, I think the Meat and 3 from Crown Heads punches above that, like, what is it, $5 price point you can get on the whatever online retailer that I can't mention. It punches well above that price point. But when you look at the Thunder Kiss from Crown Heads, that punches right at that $6.75 price point, which is what you pay for it. And that's where McAuliffe kind of separates themselves from everybody else, because McAuliffe can have these $8-9 cigars that are absolutely fantastic, and you're just like, this doesn't smoke and it doesn't taste like, and I don't have an experience like it's a sub $10 cigar.
You don't have to caveat it, right?
Yes, there's no
you don't have to go, oh well, this is a really good cigar. I factor price into it when you know what I mean. It's with McAuliffe, it's just, this is right, fantastic cigar, any one of them that you pick, and you don't caveat it with, and it's affordable.
Right. There's none of that.
It's a value cigar.
Yeah, or a value proposition, which is like the big buzzword that everyone's using, right? There's none of that. There's just, it's a great cigar. Whereas with the other ones, for the price, it's really good. And there's something to be said about what McAuliffe's doing, but it's different than everybody else. And they're really focusing on B&Ms, and they don't sell online unless they have a storefront. Like, good on them. They're doing things in what I would, typically describe as the right way. I
would also add that I think, especially this year, they did it without much buzz. Like, they didn't get tons of love this year or last year, 2025.
Hey, they were number 2 on our cigar of the year.
What's that?
They were number 2 on our cigar of the year list.
I'm talking about other people, because we obviously.
Oh, we're on top.
Thanks, James. Took the steam out of my sail.
That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm here.
But if you look across the board at other lists, McAuliffe wasn't really mentioned by anybody. And I think it's crazy, because if you actually sell McAuliffe and you smoke McAuliffe, it's like you said, it punches so far above its weight class that you're just like, I have to add this to my daily rotation. It's all the color series are fantastic. And we then gave it, number 2, because it was a great cigar.
Yeah, and Paul says agreed on the quality of McAuliffe compared to price point. Another brand we've brought in recently that has a great price range and quality cigars is Artista. I would agree with that as well. But I think, Paul, to what I'm trying to say is, and I get the dangers with the NFT and like doing those things and artificially inflating, the value of a cigar. Opus X. What? What?
I heard something. I didn't.
I don't know. I don't know where that came from. It came from somewhere, but it wasn't me.
Right.
I think that doing these fun things every once in a while is not. I'm okay with it. It keeps cigars cool and hip and out there in the zeitgeist, and that moves the ball. To me, that moves the ball forward more than hey, sub $10 cigar. Like,
when are we going to get our first AI blended cigar?
Oh fuck, Jesus! You just gave somebody a terrible idea. Why did you give somebody?
They were trying to do. I don't know if they're still doing it anymore, but for a while there, it was the augmented reality where you like scan a code and it, you have this like thing that's you can see with your phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, that was cool. That was Blackbird was doing. Blackbird was. It
was cool. It was really cool.
You got the was it the macaw? I think it was the macaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like you scan the barcode and you downloaded an app and then you hit it and like you'd have your camera open and you'd be looking like in the lounge here and then all of a sudden this big colorful board would show up and you're like, oh, cool.
You know who else did that?
Yeah.
It was actually pretty crazy. Brian from Pravada did that. You would scan the QR code and then literally Brian would show up on your phone and like wherever you moved your phone and took a picture,
I'm
Brian
out.
would be there. Like,
I'm out. Nope. Look, I like Brian. I really do. He's a great guy, fun guy. I think he's doing some really fun things. Nope. I don't want Brian on my phone, like just looking at me like he's sitting on my couch. Nope. It's weird. Nope. I'm out. No, thanks.
Well, I think there's a company or two that did it one time where you scan the QR code and it would basically bring you to a video. You know, I don't know how long the video was, 5 minutes or whatever, but it would like kind of like show you through the process of how the cigar was made. You know, give you like a little bit of
Oliva
education.
did that a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Oliva did
the limited Milanios they would come out with.
I wish every cigar company did that because the technology exists, and I don't see. I'm sure it costs a little bit of money to implement. Like you got to have a production team and like be able to, but like that would be so.
Yeah, but
cool.
I think
I don't think it requires that much money
in the box, right? And then you know who the roller is. Like, how would that? Like, let me ask you guys this, and I know we're at about an hour now. Let me ask.
We got about another 15 minutes.
How would that affect cigar reviews? Because if we go back to the
if
Pete
I knew
Johnson,
who rolled the cigar.
Well, because now you know who rolled the cigar, and you could be like, "Oh man, like this Solita Red, fucking like it tunnels every time." And it's
Betty down there in Nicaragua, she rolled.
Yeah, when I scanned the QR code, I could see it. So like, our cigar reviewers like use that, and then like you would be able to track. I mean, leave it to Hatfield to do something this in depth, but start tracking how these rollers do construction wise.
Yeah, if you only have a handful of rollers that are rolling that blend or whatever, then yeah, I guess you could probably like do that. But
on the flip side of that, Tim, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Like on the flip side of that is, why wouldn't they do this anyway to track what the rollers are doing to see how well they're doing?
Fair. I don't know, man. I think if
hundreds of thousands of dollars in camera equipment to track people, would be a good reason not to.
I don't think it would cost $100,000 in camera equipment, and I think it's like a spot check. You do it once a month. But
do you think that the rollers would feel comfortable coming into work every morning with all the cameras and being?
That's the other, like the human component behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's another. Goddamn, Tim.
So there is a brand that does something. They don't do individual rolling videos, but like Domain is a brand. They have a QR code on every barcode on the back of their cigar, so you can scan that, and then it takes you right to a video on that blend on their website.
Yeah, which I think that would be cool, and I think that's where I was going. Is like I go to a lounge, I grab a cigar, I say, oh, it's got a QR code on it, I scan it, and then now I'm like watching a little like not instructional, like a tutorial, like where was it blended, how was it rolled, or a little
like documentary.
Yeah, exactly. It just needs to be like 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes. It doesn't need to be
intubado.
Intubado.
And I don't think that you need to get so.
Joke. That is such an inside joke. I'm sorry, guys. Wow, it made me chuckle.
Oh, thank you.
Gesticle says people may just complain about cigars and blends they don't like, where they may be caused by things out of the roller's hands.
And that's another good point. And like Jimmy, you said this recently, I think on a podcast you were on last Friday, Quad City Live or whatever the hell it's called, that the Midwest winters wreak havoc with cigars. So, how do you parse, especially when it's online and people just like to bitch. And I bitch about people bitching online all the time because you can't open up Instagram without somebody showing a picture of a cigar that like the wrapper just fucking falling apart on. They're like, oh, this fucking cigar sucks. And then like they're calling out the manufacturer. To their credit, especially Steve Saka's like, yeah, let me replace it. Like, I'll like give me your address, I'll replace it. But like, what caused it? Was it how they have no idea how it was stored? They don't know, where it was at before that picture was taken, and they're just they're doing it because it's good customer service and good on them. But at the same time, like, shut up. Just shut up. Like, I get it. I think there is a lot too.
There's some brands that do have a system. Like I've had where a whole box of cigars. Like everybody's having problems with it. And I won't name the manufacturer, but rep came in and I was talking to him about it, and he goes, "Do you still have the box?" And I said, "Yeah." And he went and he grabbed the serial number off the box, because off that serial number, they can go back and they can see what else was rolled that day, who rolled it. And then they can go reach out to other retailers that have those boxes and say, "Hey, are you guys noticing issues with, line X with this Vitola?" And so some manufacturers do have systems where they can kind of track that quality assurance even back down to, date, time, roller.
Wow.
Yep. No, 100%.
I didn't even know that.
What might be, and this is amazing to me because Amanda, like I said, some very flattering and complimentary things about us tonight, but what might be the comment of the night comes from my friend Gesticles. He's quoting me, quote, "I bitch about people all the time," end quote, and follows it up with, "Okay, boomer." Thanks, Gesticles.
You'll have that.
Appreciate that. Okay. I can't believe I just got okay boomer. I'm Gen X, motherfucker. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. You haven't gone on your soapbox yet tonight, James. You want to do a boomer?
No. I'm not screaming at the clouds tonight. God damn it.
No, I think it was a really good episode with Alex Martinez, Exile Cigars, especially for coming in last minute as a sub,
pinch hitter.
Yeah, pinch hitter. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, it was. Thank you. Yeah, I've used up my good brain cells. So
yeah, you had 2 really good points tonight. Like you're done.
Yeah. No, it was a good show. I really liked it, and honestly, in just this big pool of cigars, sometimes you don't even see some of these companies that are out there. So I was really happy to get to meet Alex and get to know his brand, and now smoke some of his cigars. So I hope some other people go out there and try his cigars as well.
Yeah, look, guys, if you want to try these cigars, there's a retailer, find a retailer on the website, or you can order them, directly from Exile and Alex Martinez. Go to exilecigars.com, give them a shot, give them a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I really do like this Edición Limitada 2025 Alaska. I think this might be my favorite from what I've smoked from him so far, but I think they're all worth trying. Go try it and make a decision for yourself. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Jimmy. Don't listen to Tim. Don't listen to anybody else. Smoke what you like. Will I give you shit for it? Maybe. Who knows? But I won't give you shit if I see you in a lounge and you're smoking an Exile cigar. Give him a try. Alex Martinez, great dude. Him and his son, AJ, doing things, moving and shaking. And then pay attention next year for their limited edition that's coming out, which is fantastic story behind it. And again, it has everything to do with family. So I want to congratulate Alex Martinez and all the success that he's had. I wish him continued success, and we will certainly be checking in with him from time to time. Just a fantastic guy. So kudos to him. Go try Exile Cigars.
Who do we have coming up? We have a really good lineup. I think, is Dave Garofalo next?
Yeah, next week, next Tuesday, join us at 7 o'clock. Patreon, join us 7 o'clock Tuesday, where we're going to have David Garofalo from the Cigar Authority, Two Guys Cigar Shop. He owns these, United Cigars. He's part owner of Factory. He's this dude is an author. The list goes on. Entrepreneur, business savvy. We're going to really dive into the business side with him and find out what it takes to run a successful cigar shop. He's been running Two Guys Cigar Shop. I think they just celebrated 40 years. Padron doesn't do collaborations. Padron did a collaboration with them. That is absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to talk to Dave Garofalo. And I'm sure we'll talk about podcasting and cigar media and all of that jazz too. But I mean, I think the crux of it's really going to be diving into the cigar business and getting kind of just picking his brain, because the guy's a genius, just an absolute genius when it comes to running a shop. a successful shop. So stay tuned for that next week. Hope you join us. And of course, the week after that, Tim's going to bring us back to the microphone, and we're going to talk about Dave behind his back, and then put it out there for everybody to listen to, including Dave if he so chooses. Probably not. I can't imagine Dave's got a lot of time to listen to my bullshit. And then join us the week after that, where we're going to have Mike Zepinkevich from Postania Cigars, Poshik distribution, Poshik Cigars. I can't wait to talk to Mike. We're going to talk about Postania. We're going to talk about, how he, met BDP. Because, I mean, that's really what people want to know, is how he got to know BDP and how BDP has become such an integral part of Postania and Cigar Hustler. We're going to talk about Cigar Hustler, his lounge. We're going to talk about Cigar Hustler podcast. We're going to talk about podcasting and media and all of that as well. It's going to be a good time. And Mike is just one of these guys in the industry that is just a good dude. Whether you like him or you like his spicy takes, his hot takes or not, like I don't care. This dude's awesome, and he likes to have a lot of fun. We'll talk about him stealing the Moon Man from Room 101 last year's trade show and walking around with it for a while. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, the week after that, Tim will bring us back to the microphone, and we'll talk about Mike behind his back. So stay tuned for that. I want to thank our Patreons. All of our supporters, anyone who's listened to us, watched us over the last 7 years. Thank you so much for 7 years of what has been the most frustratingly awesome thing I've ever done. Thank you for allowing me into your ear holes, into your home, into your car, into your bathroom, wherever it is you listen to us at. I appreciate it. I want to thank Tim for all of his support and putting up with me for the last 6.5 years or so. And I want to thank Nick for putting up with me, and Ryan and Mike Brieg and Mike Gouge and Mimi Von Swag. And I know I'm forgetting people, Lacey and Jason. We've had several others that have just been part of our growth and part of our history. And you at home watching and listening, part of our history, part of our growth. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm forever grateful for these last 7 years. And I look forward to 7 more, or until I die of a heart attack, probably at 12:01 tonight. I want to thank Jimmy and Tim for tonight. I want to thank Mike Morrow for producing. I want to thank our executive producers, Fat Ash Cigar Lounge, Ashland, Kentucky. Join us May 8th and 9th for Mild Kentucky Herf. I want to thank our sponsors, Lure Cigar and Avowed Cigars, smallbatchcigar.com. Until next time, stay smoky, friends.